And yes, we can find domain and range of the function f of x is equal to minus modulus of x. So here, for finding the domain, it is first of all we need to check two things in the function. The first thing, denominator is there or not for the function. If there is a denominator, we have to treat always denominator not equal to 0. This is the first constraint. And second constraint, if there is a square root for the question, and then we have to take that also, the inside of the square root must be taken as greater than or equal to 0. If these two constraints are not there in your function, then for x here any real number can be accepted. That's why domain will be set of all real numbers. And at the same time, for finding range, you knowing it, range is set of all y elements. So first of all, see, mod x will be always greater than or equal to 0. This will retrieve least 0 or above 0. And if you multiply both the sides by a negative quantity minus 1 on either side of this inequality, you know very well, if you multiply an inequality by a negative number, then inequality will be reversed. So this will be minus mod x less than or equal to 0. So this is nothing but f of x. So f of x less than or equal to 0. That means f of x is, so we know y is equal to f of x. So y less than or equal to 0, which implies we can write in the inequality, interval form, minus infinity to infinity comma 0 closed. So domain is set of all real numbers and range is minus infinity comma 0 semicolon. Similarly, we have another one question also here. F of x is equal to root of 9 minus x square. And for finding domain here, I already told you in the questions, normally we will have two constraints. One constraint denominator, the second constraint square root. We know very well inside the square root negative number should not be there. If it is a negative number inside the square root, that will be treated as a complex number. But we are doing for real functions. So that's why this particular question function 9 minus x square must be greater than or equal to 0 because of this particular constraint. So 9 greater than or equal to x square, it is clearly x square less than or equal to 9. So this value will be varying minus 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. So if we are writing this particular inequality form in a closed interval form, so this will be minus 3 comma 3, because in a number line, if you consider minus 3 over here, 3 here and 0 here, this is less than or equal to comes, the endpoints will be taken. Both the places less than or equal to is there, so we will take both the endpoints. That's why this is a closed minus 3 comma 3. So you might have some doubts from here, how did I get this? Okay, so this is really, if you tell the actual process of this is, actually this is x square minus 9 less than or equal to 0. So we will be able to write this x square minus 3 square less than or equal to 0. And we know very well this is in the form of a square minus b square. So you can write this as x plus 3 into x minus 3 less than or equal to 0. And this is the meaning of this is value will be always negative. So here product of two numbers, negative, you will get it either if you multiply positive multiply by negative or negative multiply by positive. These two cases. So this will turn into two cases. So this is case 1 and this is case 2. An example, case 1, suppose x plus 3 is positive. Positive means it must be greater than 0. And the second case will be x minus 3 less than 0. So if you consider here, this will be x greater than minus 3 and this will be x less than 3. So here, by connecting these two, x values are below minus 3 and x values are above minus 3. So definitely if you draw a number line, it will be clear from here. X values are above minus 3 and x values are below 3. Definitely we will get this inside portion. That means closed minus 3 to 3, because this question contains inequality symbol, so we can take greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So now, we have case 2 also. If you are doing the case 2 as I explained in the similar way, you can find out here null set. So either the first case or second case. So if you take the first case, union null set, always answer will be closed minus 3 to 3. So this is the actual way of doing this particular domain. And similarly, we can find range also. So range of this function, f of x is equal to root of 9 minus x square. And f of x is always, we know this is y. So square root of 9 minus x square. If we square it on both the sides, squaring on both the sides, we will get y square is equal to 9 minus x square. So x square is equal to 9 minus y square. So x is equal to square root of 9 minus y square, even plus or minus. And the same constraint is over here again. So in the inside portion, again it must be greater than or equal to 0. So if I take this inside portion, 9 minus y square greater than or equal to 0 and 9 greater than or equal to y square less than or equal to 9. And similarly, we will get the y values are in between, minus 3 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 3, we will get it. And here also this process also similar to the same process, you can do it actually theoretically in a proof method. But already we have done this, you have already seen how this is working really. So that's why I'm not repeating the same portion over here. But here for writing range, we have another one condition also. Because here the question, we know very well, this is f of x equal to root of 9 minus x square. So f of x is equal to y. Function value always will be y value. So y is equal to, this is plus root of 9 minus x square. So this is actually plus root. The reason, suppose if I tell an example for you to understand here, suppose I took it here, y square is equal to x. This y square is equal to x has two principal solutions. That means this can be y is equal to plus root of x. This can be y is equal to minus root of x. So this is actually in this category. So this is already a positive sign. Suppose if you get the question like this, you can take it as completely negative. So until and unless if you don't have any sign over here, so you know this is y is equal to root of 9 minus x square as it is given in the question. So that y value cannot be a negative number. This cannot be a negative number because it's clear from the question, because this y is root of plus root of only. However, the least value will be 0 or above. It cannot be negative sign. But here we are getting y value is minus 3 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 3. Since y value cannot be less than 0, minus 3 to 0 will be rejected because of this reason. so that y value will be between 0 and 3, including 0 and 3. That means in an interval form that will be close to 0 to 3. Thank you.